This man ought to be put into an institution. You ought to be institutionalized.
Well, are you planning on doing it? I'll be happy. I'll submit myself. Go ahead.
The Smithsonian already did.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Were you there? Did you see the newscast?
No, no, they didn't invite me. They just let me hear it on the news. That
I didn't even get to see it. You know, Harry Morgan and I were working that day on our new series, AfterMASH. Bill Christopher wasn't working that day. He's one of the stars of AfterMASH. And he got to go to Washington, D.C., and Alan Alda and Mike Farrell did. And I'm so anxious. I want to see the dress that they put up, that some of the set that they had there.
Didn't they put the operating room? The operating room is in the Smithsonian?
I think so. I think they put the swamp, the still, and some of the things. When I say swamp, that was the name of Hawkeye and BJ's tent. I think they did that. I'm trying to think of what else they put. I wanted to tell you something. The last episode of MASH, not the one that you saw, which was the last episode, but the last episode that we filmed, okay? There's a difference. The show was about a time capsule. I don't know if you remember that, and how we all take items and put them in a chest and bury them in Korea so that the Koreans will know someday that we left something behind us of love and personal items. Well, you know what we did?
What? What'd you stick in there?
I'm going to tell you something. Only the people who read Life magazine would know this, because it was an article in Life magazine. We did that for real. We took a chest, put a whole bunch of personal things that we had from our show, the last script with all of our autographs on it, and we said, we hope the person who finds this, whatever year it may be, will have the friendship and warmth and camaraderie that we all had in doing this television series, MASH, and we buried it on the Fox lot.
And you're not telling anybody?
No, we're not going to tell you. So one day when Mr. Marvin Davis, who owns the studio, decides to tear it all down to make way for condos and offices, there'll be some guy with a bulldozer out there working that'll scoop this up.
But that
Won't
could
that
be
be
very valuable.
Sure.
And by letting people know it's at the Fox lot, you might have, ruffians and lesser than swell people out there digging for it.
Those are executives.
Oh. Do you know what his real name is? It ain't Jamie Farr. It's Jamil.
Robert Redford.
Yes, he died. Jamil Farah.
Jamil Farah, that's correct.
Jamil, that's
Jamil, that's Lebanese, and means, Jamil means handsome.
Well, of course.
And Farah means joy. So my name would be Handsome Joy. And my wife's name is Joy. So her name would be Farah Farah. Joy Joy.
Who decided that you should change it, or did you?
Well, everybody used to call me Shlumio, with a name like Jamil, and I used to get letters for women's colleges all the time, Ms. Jamil Farah. So everybody used to call me Jamie anyway, for short. So it just kind of fit, and then everybody would mispronounce the last name, Farah, Farah, Farara, or something like that. So I just simplified it and called it Far.
You should not be driving a Mercedes.
How do you know I drive a Mercedes?
Because I looked. You should be driving a Ferrari, because then it could be Farah's Ferrari.
Farah's Ferrari. I can't afford a Ferrari. I've only had a series for 11 years. I needed to go one more year and I could have had a Ferrari. I could have had the Ferrari, the guy that builds the cars.
Well, listen, if AfterMASH works, which I have you'll never be off television. You'll be on television forever. You can afford a Ferrari.
All right, let me see. I don't know what. I would like to buy an American car. That's truly. I had an American car, and it was a lovely brand name. I won't mention it, but I always had problems with it. So I finally bought a European car. And now I understand that we're making better automobiles. So probably, see, my wife has an American car, and we have an American station wagon, but the car I drive to work every day is a European car.
The first car I've ever had in my life that was American is the car I have right now. I went through the whole 9 yards of the European cars. I mean, the Jaguars and the whole bit. None of them ran. So mine's exactly the opposite. Yeah. I've got a GM car, and it's the only thing that runs.
Okay, well, I understand they're making very good cars now, so why don't we all run out and keep everybody working and buy American cars?
And if you're looking at his license plate, on his Mercedes, it says the Toledo 7.
That's right.
What,
yeah.
what does that stand for?
Well, that's the 7 buddies I grew up with back there. So I just
I
in
bet
order
they
to
appreciate
honor,
that.
they love that. And on our Jeep, that was one of our other cars. I have the Mud Hens on there, which was the Toledo baseball team that I always talked about on MASH. And on my wife's car, she has Thinking, because whenever you see her and you wave at her, you honk your horn or whatever it is, she never responds. That's because she says she's always thinking. So she has in her license plate Thinking, and totally ignores us.
Do we have to call you doctor now, Jamie?
Yes, you know about that
Doctor,
too. You know, let me see this card. You know everything about me here.
That's your life. This is your life, Jamie Farr.
Yeah, that's right. I got a doctorate, honorary doctorate from the University of Toledo in Performing Arts. I try to tell the girls that really I'm a physician, and I try to find out if they need a physical or anything, but they're just so aware that I'm only an honorary doctorate in performing arts.
But wouldn't it be fun to call you that? I mean, to have doctor in front of your name.
The
You deserve
gang
it.
at the golf course where I played golf, in the bag room, you know where the bag boys are, they put that on my golf bag. Yeah, they put Dr. Jamie Farr on there, and then when they call me to the tee, it's Dr. Farr.
I love it.
That's great.
Will any of the other cast members be joining you from time to time in AfterMASH?
There is a rumor that some of them may be. It's not definite yet. I don't think Alan will, because I think Alan is going to be so busy with his own series, not acting in it, but producing, writing, directing, sweeping the floor, sewing the curtains, putting the makeup on, everything else, that he won't have time. Plus, he's going to be doing things for the big screen as an actor.
What is his series?
I think he's doing 4 seasons, which is going to be on CBS. Hopefully not as a replacement for AfterMASH.
So it's Colonel Potter, it's Klinger, and his new wife,
Yeah, and Father
Mulcahy. And we see what happens when the war is over, and they all go home, and AfterMASH is upon us. Another 11 years, Jamil.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Farr, another 11 years.
Bless your heart. Thank you, Leta.
Pleasure.
Leta. What is it? What is it?
Your nose got in the way.
Yeah, well, I know that, but say, what is it again?
Leta.
Leta, of course.
Leta of Lincoln.
Leta of Lincoln. I love Nebraska.
We love you. We
Thank
really
you.
do. Jamie Farr.